Join my family as we go to the Senior Citizen Black Deaf Cookout. Y'all, I had a ball. People came from the DMV area and far and wide from North Carolina, Jersey, and even Pennsylvania. We had some laughs, talked a lot of junk. They played deaf bingo, and I was nosy and tried to get all the tea. Who was the flirt? Who was the class clown? Who was the fighter? And I got firsthand experiences of people that attended segregated schools. Historically black schools for the deaf, as I like to call it. Let's get into it. My name is Dennis Jordan, DJ for short. I live in Siler City, North Carolina, about 35 minutes away from Greensboro. I was born deaf due to my mother getting sick. My mother contracted German measles at about 4 or 5 months pregnant. My parents didn't learn how to communicate in sign language fluently. My mom was concerned about my future, and there was an older man in the community, and he shared that there is a school for the deaf in Raleigh. So I think it was about 1963, 1964, I entered the school to obtain formal education, and it was an awkward adjustment. And when I came home for break, I told my mom I can read and write. She said, "Really?" And I showed her proof. It was a heartfelt moment. It was so cute. As time progressed, I remember being home for the summer of 1965. I saw an amazing performer on TV. I said, "Mama, what's his name?" She told me James Brown, and she wrote it down on a piece of paper. I got up and started dancing, copying all of his moves. And now I'm known by my friends and family as a James Brown impersonator. When I went back to school, all the talk was about James Brown. I told my peers I can dance just like him. They didn't believe me until I showed them my moves. And my best friend and I, we used to dance all the time and give a show. Well, fast forward, a time came when the school announced Raleigh was closing down. They were closing, and we were going to integrate with the white students in 1970. So I ended up moving to Wilson, North Carolina with your father, Dean Perry. And Michelle interrupts, "Hold on," and I ask a question off screen. Oh yeah, the signs in Raleigh were different. I would use my signs from the Raleigh school, and they said, "No, you have to follow the signs here used in Wilson." It was a lot of back and forth. So back in the day, this sign, it means fight. Here's another Raleigh sign. It means store. Here's another Raleigh sign. Oh, no. Store was with two hands. And this movement means pop or soda. What else? Ice cream. What's more? School. School was signed the same. Michelle asked another question off camera about code switching and adjusting to a different culture. Yeah, we had to change. The school in Wilson, I'll say the education was much better. In Raleigh, we had a good time. We played all day, but the education stunk. There was a difference. And also, the integrated schools would not share lessons about Black history. I remember even asking one of my teachers about incorporating Black history. The teacher would shake their head of disapproval, and they were adamant about not including Black history. One teacher even told me, "I wish I could, but if I teach it, I'll get fired." I replied, "What, really?" She said, "Yes, we are prohibited to teach Black history." I tolerated the response I was given and completed middle school in Wilson, North Carolina. I moved on to high school in the western part of the state. We went to Morganton, and I graduated in 1977. After that, I was out in the world, and I worked into retirement. I got married, got divorced. I have one daughter and one son. I have 5 grands and 5 great-grands. In my free time, I research Black history. I should have brought my book. Darn, I wasn't even thinking about it. The book is titled Black and Deaf in America. It's an amazing book, and I'll show you a picture of it. I also have a magazine from the North Carolina School for the Deaf. It has the honest truth in there. I was amazed at what I learned, the real about Black history and the educational content.